Hello, welcome back my dear friends, my dear students, once again to the voice and visuals of Amber. Well, we're going to call it something different from now on. We'll call it, as you see, grammar in action. Exactly. So, welcome to Grammar in Action from the voice and visuals of Amber. Let's begin. Let's begin from the very beginning once again. And here we are, parts of speech. You've often heard teachers, my teachers also used to ask me the same question, and that question has been repeated generation after generation. And the first question about parts of speech has always been, how many parts of speech are there? And then we have rattled off, or we have faltered and stumbled, and we have tried to, convey to our teachers noun, pronoun, adjectives, verbs, adverb, prepositions, conjunction, interjection, etc., etc., etc. Right, but then, let me just begin from the very beginning and tell you that I learned from one of the most unexpected quarters, a rickshawala of Patna, who actually gave me a new insight into understanding parts of speech. I had gone to see my movie, a movie which turned out to be, and which still remains my all-time favorite movie, made by my most favorite film director, Rishikesh Mukherjee. And the movie was Anand. Anand, yes. Zindagi Kaisi hai paheli hai. I'm sure you remember the song. This is an immortal classic, by Manna Day, composed by Salil Chaudhary. So Anand, starring Rajesh Khanna and Amitabh Bachchan. And I know that you know that Rajesh Khanna played the role of a cancer patient who had just a couple of months to live, and Amitabh Bachchan, the young, the new, the lanky, the tall Amitabh Bachchan, not yet a superstar, alright, he played the role of Dr. Bhaskar Banerjee. So, the rickshawala asked me, Bhaiya ji, film aapko kaisi lagi? Achhi lagi? I said, yes, of course, it was a beautiful film. And he said, then I asked him whether he had seen the movie, and he said, yes, हम तो देखे हैं और हमको भी बहुत पसंद आया है. और क्या पाठ किया है राजेश खन्ना ने और अमिताभ बच्चन ने. And I just started thinking, क्या पाठ किया है? So he meant Rajesh Khanna did a fantastic job playing the role of the cancer patient who had taken upon himself the responsibility, the cheerful responsibility of making everybody laugh, alright, at least for these 3 months that he was supposed to live. And Amitabh Bachchan played the part of an oncologist, alright, a doctor. So he was a physician. Then I just wondered, what is meant by parts of speech? And I'm not going to ask my students, alright, the standard question, there are, how many parts of speech are there? And there are 8 parts of speech, and so on. No. What is meant by the words, this group of words called parts of speech? And the key words over here are parts and speech. So, what are parts of speech? So what before how many parts of speech are there? Speech. What do we mean by speech? When we think of speech, we think of, yes, friends, Romans and countrymen, brothers and sisters of America, bhaiyo aur behno, mitro. So we think of the lecture, the speech being delivered, alright, from a particular platform, alright, for an audience. So, no, which means the oral aspect of speech comes into the mind. But then, what does speech over here mean? Speech over here means sentence. Yes. So, parts of a sentence. And that sentence can be in two forms: the spoken form and the written form. Spoken and written. So speech therefore means the sentence which can either be spoken or written. And parts, well, parts of a sentence. Now it's very, very clear. So let's have a sentence over here, and let's have the sentence. Okay. Anand is my favorite movie. Anand is my favorite movie. So how many parts are there of this sentence? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 parts or words. So words make up a sentence. So there are 5 words in this sentence. Anand is my favorite movie. So here, parts therefore means the components, which in Hindi we say hisse, the parts of speech. And then the second meaning of parts would be, well, that functional meaning that the wonderful, intelligent, enterprising, cheerful rickshawala of Patna, taught me. And that is, yes, parts. Role or function. So I think now we can very clearly understand. By parts of speech we mean the words of a sentence. The components therefore are the words. The words of a sentence are the parts of the sentence or speech, and parts are the words, and every word has a particular role to play. So when we say Anand is a noun, then a noun has to have certain functions. For example, a noun cannot have more than 4 functions in a sentence. A noun will have 4 functions only in a sentence. Right? Is, what is the function? Yes, is a verb, you know it. What kind of a verb? But then what is the function of that word is? Similarly, my favorite movie. So each word in that speech or sentence, which is either spoken or written, each word has a role to play in that sentence or in a particular sentence. So now it's very clear. So parts of speech therefore means words of a sentence. That word can be, the sentence can be in the spoken or the written form. The components of that speech or sentence are the words, and a sentence is made up of words, and every word of a sentence has a part to play, that is, a role or a function to play. Just as an actor plays a particular role. He plays the part of a character in a movie, in a play, and so on. So therefore, we have to understand grammar. Yes, grammar in action. And when it is grammar in action, it means the functional grammar. That is the role played by every word in a sentence, is what grammar is all about. So that's all for today. So we have a word can be a noun, a word can be a pronoun, a word in a sentence can be an adjective, and of course the most important, there can be no sentence without a verb, so a word has to be a verb. A word can be there as an adverb, a preposition, a conjunction, an interjection, but then each word, each of these parts of speech has a particular part or role or function to play. So we are going to now, we will always approach grammar from these two perspectives of, number one, how many kinds of noun, pronoun, etc. are there? Second, what is a noun? What is a common noun, proper noun, and so on? And most importantly, what role or function or part is that word which is a noun or which is an adjective or which is a verb? What role is it playing in that speech or sentence? So I'm sure now it's very clear what is meant by parts of speech. Thank you. That's all for this evening. Bye bye. Shubh Ratri. Good night. Shabba Khair.